Hi everyone, big, warm, massive, huge welcome back to my YouTube channel. You don't know how much I wanted to get to this point. Like, sitting here right now with a big smile on my face makes me so happy because last week, honestly, I think I've just been to hell and back. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what hell is like. So for those of you that don't know, don't follow me on Instagram, I've disappeared from YouTube for 2 or 3 weeks now because I got corona, or COVID-19, whatever it's called, and I felt obliged to do this video because I put a video live on my Instagram. I kind of disappeared from my Instagram stories telling you, because you guys knew that I'd lost my voice. I had lost my voice on, I think it was the 21st of March, I lost my voice. And I was convinced it was laryngitis. Then on my stories one day, I would just apologize and I was like, guys, I'm gonna have to disappear. And you could probably tell by I was really struggling with my breathing, and I just disappeared. So I was inundated with so many of you like really worried about me. So I popped a video on my Instagram just to reassure you guys that I was still alive, and just to highlight the fact that the coronavirus was not what I was expecting. I think many of us that were young, fit, healthy, no underlying health conditions, I was just really shocked that I was experiencing not a mild cold. It was really quite bad. I don't know why I got it so severely. I don't know how I got it so severely, but I did, and I felt that it was really important to showcase that so people weren't as shocked as I was going through that. I went through it alone in my flat by myself, and I just really wanted to make people aware that when they're going out for their walks or playing in the park and sunbathing, that just because you're young, fit and healthy doesn't mean that you're immune to getting it quite severely. So this video I wanted to do just because I had so many questions. The video reached 1.1 million, 1.2 million, which is, I think, an amazing thing to make people so aware of how bad it could be. But it also, I got inundated with so many questions that I felt like I just needed to do this video to kind of round it up and to answer as best I could what it was like. So yeah, this video I'm going to show, I'm a daily vlogger. I was daily vlogging at the time, so it wasn't unusual for me to have my camera next to me. It's not unusual for me to film myself when I look ridiculously awful. I think the video had like 5 double chins, 0 makeup on. I had people like commenting on like, why have I got makeup on? I was like, honeys, I know. My eyelash extensions were doing me proud during the whole entire time. But also, before we start, I wanted to say like how absolutely incredible it was to be lying there alone by myself and having such, I was so overwhelmed by the amount of people that messaged me. Like, I was prayed for in every single religion, in every single language, by the thousands. Like, I couldn't even comprehend it. Firstly, like when you're lying there alone, not knowing like if you've got enough food or paracetamol to last you to get through it, it was like so amazing to know that there was that much love in the world. Like, people from the other side of the world trying to get me paracetamol, and just like, I was just so overwhelmed. And I think for the first time in our histories that it just highlighted that we're all on the same side. And I think if we can take anything away from this, let it be that. Anyway, so I'm gonna say the following footage is probably not a nice watch, so if you're wanting something happy, this is not it. If you want to open your eyes to maybe the reality of what is in store for some of us, then definitely keep on watching. At the end, I'm going to come back to you and really break down the process of what I used day by day, how it felt, and yeah, just give you, once you see the process of it, I'm going to break it down. So yeah, here we go. So a lot of you have been, actually it's not even here, hang on, it is here, it's here. So a lot of you have been asking about my skincare on my stories and have been telling me that I should blatantly just not wear makeup anymore, which I actually kind of love. I used to have really bad acne, so I probably cling on to makeup more than I should, but I'm also, I'm not really bothered about taking it off. Hi guys, hi guys, you are balanced on top of my tea and coffee little pots. That's messy. Look at that. YouTube hacks. So I just went to the shops. I'll put pictures here of what it was like. There was no veg, there was no meat, there was no carbs, no pasta, no loo roll. Honestly, it was, the chocolate aisle was ridiculously full. I'll put the pictures here. I was very confused by that whole situation. But I find it, I still want to stay really healthily. Like, my theory after this incubation period is to come out in the best physical place that I've ever been in. Good morning, guys. As you can probably tell, I don't have a voice. It's gone walkies. It's Sunday today, so I'm just gonna put on some clothes to make me feel better. I'm actually just about to do, I don't know if you can hear me. It's not corona. I think it's laryngitis. Fingers crossed it's not. But I'm finding it. I'm indoors, I'm staying warm, so all good. I don't think I've looked fitter on the internet in my whole entire life, have I? Thought I would give you an update on how I'm feeling, because as you know, I've not been well for a couple of days now, about a week. I think as the days have gone on, it's become pretty apparent to me that I most likely have corona or COVID, whatever it's called. Yeah, so I was really trying to keep being positive. I don't know whether to like laugh or cry at the moment. I been doing the videos for you guys to stay positive and happy in isolation and stuff. But I even tried to put makeup on and do a video today, but I've got the worst headache of my whole entire life. No, I'm okay. I just feel very sorry for myself. It's stupid. I don't have any paracetamol. I obviously haven't been able to go out the house whilst I've been feeling ill. And also prior to that, the stocks in London, everyone just panic bought. Every single shelf was like, I couldn't get hold of paracetamol or Lemsip. So I'm doing this solo. I also stocked up on like food like spaghetti and things that would last, but I no longer have any fruit or veg left. My mum's managed to deliver me. I don't know why I'm crying. I just wanted to tell you I'm really sorry, but there might be a little space on the YouTube channel for a little while. But if you don't have to go out for any reason, stay in, because this is not good. This does not feel good at all. And I pray for it. I'm probably not helping with hysteria here, am I? But I really pray for any old person that gets this, because if this is, because I'm fit, I'm healthy, and this is not pleasant. So I don't know if any of you guys will, I'm gonna compose myself and come back. Hi guys, I just turned on my camera because a lot of you were worried about me, so I thought I'd let you know I was okay. Hang on. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, a lot of you were worried about me, so I thought I'd come in here and tell you I'm okay. I also really wanted to raise the awareness of the reality of the coronavirus. Here in England, we can't get tested. The advice on the government website is if you have the symptoms, basically stay at home unless you feel like you're gonna die. I don't feel like I'm gonna die. I feel in a very bad place. You guys know that I had a sore throat, which happened maybe 5 days ago. I lost my voice, which was kind of like how it is now, which was coincided with really bad stomach pain, abdominal pain, which could last for 7 hours. It kept me up all night some nights. This was about 4 days ago. And then yesterday, if you watch my stories, you'll have known that things went downhill very quick, very suddenly. I woke up feeling the same, and then I got fever, I got a headache, a really bad headache, and I didn't have any paracetamol because everyone had panic. But all the paracetamol in London, and I couldn't get my hands on any paracetamol for weeks. Luckily my mum managed to send some down to me a couple of days ago, and it arrived just at the right time. I really don't know what I would have done without it. So yesterday was the worst. I was really struggling to breathe. I kind of just had to lie down and not move. If I moved, I was really short of breath. If I talked, I was really short of breath. So I kind of just laid there. And there's nothing more frightening with all the hysteria that's going on right now. I think someone sent me yesterday an article about a 21-year-old with no underlying conditions dying, and it's kind of like really freaks you out when you're lying in bed and can't breathe. So last night, I think it was really the reality hit when I was lying in bed last night, and I was worried about the night, and I don't think how to voice this properly. It's scared. I managed to wake up feeling a tiny bit better this morning, which gave me hope that I wasn't going downhill, and I feel better and better each hour. So fingers crossed, in a couple more days I'll be so good. But a bit of a backstory. I have really good lungs. I'm fit, I'm healthy. I've been an athlete all my life. I'm a dancer, I'm a runner. Got a good pair of solid lungs on me. I used to run for the northwest of England. At the moment I bike every day. I do 10k in 16 minutes every day. And you need a good set of lungs to do that. And I struggled. I really struggled. If you haven't got a good set of lungs on you, or you're old, you're going to struggle. I'm seeing people walk down the road. I'm seeing people go for runs, and I honestly think if you don't have to, stay in, because I fear for any of our grandparents that are going to get this, anyone with any underlying conditions, they're all going to suffer real bad. They won't make what I've just been through. They won't make what I just went through over the past 24 hours. It was really bad. And I'm not a weak person, like I'm quite tough. I'm a tough cookie, and it hit me hard, and I just I pray for anyone that goes through this without a good set of lungs on them. I honestly do. But I wanted to just voice this to show you the reality that it's not to be messed with. Yeah, stay in guys, stay in. Be careful of any packages coming into your house, because I've stayed in for 3 weeks now and I've got this, and the only thing that I can think of how I've got it is like packages maybe, or food. Yeah, but I'm good, and I'll keep you updated. But I'm very sure my sister's a doctor, so I've got on hand medical advice, and if it gets worse I for sure will head to the hospital. But if I'm getting better, I'm gonna stay at home and stay safe. But yeah, good luck guys. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna need it. I'm for sure certain that we most likely will be losing our loved ones in this, one of them at least. It's gonna be tough. Love you all. I woke up this morning feeling still quite ill, but in a lot better. I just felt better. I felt like my lungs feel a lot stronger today, so hopefully over the next few days I'm gonna be okay. But I just thought I'd film this. I don't know why. I had so much love from you guys over Instagram. It really made me emotional. like so many of you guys, like, so London was pretty bad with the whole food supplies, especially where I live. I live in Fulham. Fulham Broadway. Sainsbury's didn't have any food. You would have seen on my stories. I'll pop it here. Like, we ran out of food quite a while ago. I managed to get carbs, so I got spaghetti, I got baked beans, but I ran out of any kind of fresh fruit or veg quite a while ago. And I couldn't get my hands on any lamb sip, either online or anywhere in the local area. And I obviously haven't been able to leave my house for a long time now because I started to get ill at the weekend, so 4 or 5 days. So my food supplies were running low, and I was quite, like, I was so touched by the amount of people that offered to help me, like, just to drive to me and bring me food. Like so many of you, literally by the thousands, messaging me, even from the other side of the world, trying to help me out, telling me they've looked online for places for me to get food and paracetamol and stuff. Like, so that I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because whilst it was a very dark place yesterday, it really got me through it. And just a little message to say, if you can get your hands on some paracetamol, honestly, you will need it. And I've got a building site, I don't know if you can hear me, right next to my window, and they're still working. Oh, that's a pretty sight, isn't it? For God's sake, Laura, why'd you insist on turning the camera on when you look like this? Okay, I don't know what day it is, I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. Wait. So it is 72 hours after I peaked. Hang on, let me get my calendar out. 7:20, let's skip today. Breathing is much better, and you can tell that my voice is coming back to normal. I'm sitting like this because I have been in a lot of, I don't want to say pain because it's not like excruciating. I've been like aching all day. My back has been so, again, don't want to say painful because it wasn't like my headache painful. It's just, it's like, you know when it's like agony when it's just there constantly. I've had a bad back all day, and Mum, I feel like I've been run over by a car. Backwards and forwards and backwards again, and just like really hit hard. Yeah, I slept pretty much all day, hence I don't really know where I am or what I'm doing right now. I felt a lot better this morning, and then the aches and stuff came in, but we're still good. We're getting there. We're all good. We're all getting there. Before I turned the camera on, I was just lying here in the pitch black with no pillows, just lying flat because my back's hurting. I've never had a bad back in my life. No wonder my mother always goes on about it all the time. Bloody painful. Guys, hi. I don't know why I'm still turning on this camera. Call it habit, call it wanting to voice that it's not a mild cold. So I had a bit of a, do you know what, I can't even, it went downhill. Okay, attempt 2. This is the worst I've felt the whole entire time. So I got my first symptom on the 20th of March, and it was a stomach ache, and it was a very strange stomach ache. It's something that I've never experienced. It felt like something was traveling through my intestines, so it lasted from 11 o'clock at night to about 7 o'clock in the morning, and it felt like something was passing through my intestines, and it was just excruciating. Like, it wasn't an upset stomach or anything like that, it was just stomach pains. It was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. I could definitely differentiate it from period pain or like an upset stomach. It was definitely just weird. And then the next day, the 21st, I started to get a sore throat, but I still had my voice. On the 22nd, my voice had completely gone. You guys could probably tell by that video. Completely gone. And then, but I felt absolutely fine, and I kept saying on my Insta stories, I feel so good, it's not corona because I feel fine. I have just lost my voice because that at that time was the only symptom. I had a stomach ache 1 or 2 nights, and then I just lost my voice. And then as normal, I got up in the morning to film my YouTube videos on the 25th, and I think it's quite important to keep being active, even if you have a cold, even if you have these kind of symptoms, because the only reason I could tell something was up so soon was because I couldn't really do the normal things that I was doing every day. So the morning of the 25th, I got ready to do my videos, as I usually do, and like, everything seemed really hard. And it was when I was drying my hair that I couldn't, and I'd like dry a little bit and then go lie on the bed. I'd dry a little bit more, go lie on the bed. It was just really difficult for me to get through that. And then the doorbell rang, and I went down to get it, and I was like, I couldn't, it was like I'd just run 5k down to this. I had 2 flights of stairs, and when I got back up again, I was like, I knew something was definitely really wrong. And then, like, this is so me, I still continued to try and like do my makeup, do my hair, and it just got to a point where I was really struggling to breathe, to do it. And I don't mean like I couldn't breathe. Through this whole time, I could always breathe in and breathe out. I did have to focus on it a lot of the time, but 100% it never stopped me breathing. It just got really difficult. It was like, if I can explain it to be like, if you know at the end of like a 5k run and you're like, that's what it felt like when I did like the littlest thing, combined with like this, my throat that I couldn't, nothing was coming out. It was like a foghorn kind of, it was strange. So that's when I disappeared. The morning of the Wednesday the 25th, I disappeared from my stories. I was like, guys, I think I've got coronavirus. I came on with the worst headache, and as you guys know, didn't have any paracetamol. I have a building site next door to me as well, so that was great. And then I haven't got a thermometer, don't know, but I just was like really hot and sweaty, and I just felt very ill. That night was probably the worst. When I was going to sleep, the shortness of breath, I really had to lie there and like really concentrate on like breathing in and breathing out, because so the Wednesday the 25th was the worst for me, breathing wise, and it was like, there was no doubt about it. I think there's a lot of people that are worried, like asking me if they have coronavirus. You will know about it if you have the type of coronavirus that you need to worry about. Like, if you're just experiencing mild symptoms, stuff like that, I'd say don't worry, because the moment you need to worry about it, the moment you need to take a next step, maybe go to hospital, there'll be no doubt about it that you are suffering from coronavirus, in my eyes anyway. So my sister is a medical registrar, so she's on maternity leave, luckily at the moment, so I had on hand 24/7 doctor just to like get me through it. So I kind of knew if I hadn't have had her, I would have been a panicking mess. I honestly could not have done it without her. I would have been in hospital for sure. So the Wednesday, I was bad. I woke up feeling better in the morning, which made me think that I wasn't going downhill. I was like, I've fought this is great. I've like come out the other side of corona. Like, yes, it was bad, but I'm like fighting it. My lungs are getting better each hour. And actually in myself, I did feel ill, but it wasn't like I couldn't move, if that makes sense. If you'd have asked me at the time, I would have said I feel really ill right now, but knowing what was to come, I felt better then than I did the following week, and I'll get to that in a minute. So the next day by the afternoon, I was feeling well enough to do that video. So that video was nowhere near on Instagram, the one I put on Instagram was nowhere near actually how bad it was, but you could probably tell the after effect of like what I had experienced. And then each day I just was feeling better and better, and it was about Sunday, I was on the phone to my nana, I was like, Nana, I feel great, I feel really good. I text my friends like I feel good, like I just feel exhausted, but like, so that was by the Sunday, so that was a week after my first symptom that I was feeling okay again. Monday morning, I think it was Monday morning, I got all blurring into one, it was either Monday morning or Tuesday morning, I FaceTimed my mum and my sister, or they FaceTimed me, it was like a joint call, and I was just lying there on my pillow and I was like not really saying anything, and I hadn't really, because it was the first thing that had happened, so that they called me as soon as I woke up, so I hadn't really got up or done anything or I hadn't assessed how I was that day yet, so I just turned it on and I was like lying there, and like my sister had her little son on, and I was just like, can't really say anything or do it. I was literally not saying anything. I was like, guys, I'm gonna go, I don't feel right. And the whole illness kind of shifted, and it was no longer the same as what I had the previous week. It had taken on a whole new thing of its own, and I just was like laying there and I was like, it wasn't a shortness of breath in the same way it was last week. It was like, it was as if my lungs had clouded over. Like if I breathed, it was like that kind of noise. Like it was very cloudy, and I was just like lying there like, this isn't right. I got in the shower, which I'll get into what I did to make it feel better like in a minute, but like previously when I had, let's say, the corona week, the hot showers were making it better. Got myself in a hot shower and it just made me feel horrendous. Like I got out of it and I was like, my hands were shaking. I felt icy cold out from a hot shower. I felt really cold, and then my whole body, like my whole, you know, I've never experienced it before, so I don't know if I can compare it to anything. My whole body was shaking, like my legs were shaking, and my knees felt like really weak. And because I live alone, I think I was worried that if I collapsed, like no one would be there. So I would try to FaceTime my, oh my god, it's getting me worked up talking about it. So I tried to FaceTime my sister. She must have been putting the baby down for a nap or midst a pooey nappy or something, and I couldn't get hold of her, and I was going downhill so fast. Just my whole body it was like a fit, and then it was like a spasm. Let me try and say this properly. So my legs were fitting, my hands were fitting, my teeth were chattering, and my body was like having like convulsions. It was very, very strange. So I had no idea what to do. I was dressed, I put some leggings on. I live right next door to a hospital, like it's not too long, it's like a 1 minute, 2 minute walk. It's probably more like 5 minutes, but the hospital is just there. So in my head, my action plan was always to walk if it got really bad, because if I got an ambulance, I'd obviously infect the ambulance people and I would get there quicker. In hindsight, having tried to walk recently, there is no way in hell I would have made it to that hospital. Such a stupid idea. But at this time, I like got my clothes on ready to go. I was like, my sister's not here. Like I think I'm dying. And luckily I got hold of her, and I like had got myself into a bit of a panic attack. So she calmed me down. She was like, you're having Riga fever, it's spelled, I put it here. And she was like, it's a sign of infection, you need to call your doctor, you need to get antibiotics. So without her, I would have been so lost. I would have been on the street outside my house, collapsed most likely. So I managed to get hold of my doctor. As soon as I called the doctor, lots of you were asking about this, I got the receptionist obviously, and I was like, I was about to say I had corona last week. I need antibiotics. We think it's developed into a chest infection. Me and my sister. I didn't got a clue, she knew. But the receptionist was just on like a script, and she's like, call 111. So I actually myself didn't try and call 111 the whole entire time, because my dad had told me that he'd tried on my behalf and that it was just like no answer whatsoever, you're put on hold. So I didn't try and call 111 at all. I did try and call the doctor, and the receptionist was she was a bit in a state of self, because I presume she'd been a bit overloaded by the amount of people calling. But I managed to get her to give me a phone call appointment with my doctor, who called me back about an hour later. I then had just told the doctor what my sister told me, explained the situation a bit more clearer, and then she prescribed me antibiotics. And I'll go get the antibiotics, bear with me. So I was put on clarithromycin for a 7-day course, and I'm allergic to penicillin, so that might not be what other people get, so that's the unpenicillin version. And I also, when I'm saying this, I don't want to be like, this is how you get over corona, because I actually don't know whether what I was doing made it worse. This is just what I did. I mean, once I got on the antibiotics, so I got on antibiotics on the 30th of March. My neighbour went and picked them up for me from just across the road, which was amazing of her. And then about 2 days later, it kept on like turning into different things, which was the weird thing of it. Like, it went down really quick and then it keeps changing, which you need to keep an eye on. So it's really, I hate reliving this is bloody awful. So on the 30th of March I had antibiotics, and after about 2 or 3 days I just had this day where this is really TMI, trying to find a husband and I'm talking about this. So I got my antibiotics on the 30th, and I had a 7-day course, and it was about 2 days after my antibiotics, like the Wednesday. This is way TMI, but I had the worst stomach of my whole entire life. I don't know whether to say this or not. Okay, TMI, I'm gonna say it. I phoned my mum. I was like, Mum, I think I've just shit out corona. It was honestly, I don't even know, like, honestly, it came out from every direction. I was just like cleansed of it. So on about Wednesday, I was like, it's gone. It felt uplifted, like I just knew, I can't explain it, I just knew that it had gone. So it took me from 21st of March being my first symptom to the 1st of April that I was like, okay, it's left the building. So on the Thursday, the 2nd, I felt in a really good place. Like, I was still getting the Riga fevers, but a very mild version of them. I was still hot, cold, but like, it was just a very peaceful place. I think I did an Insta story, and it was just like, after my body was obviously like this for a solid week, it had just gone into like this very calm place. So since Wednesday, so we are now, it's actually taken me a week since then, so we're now on Thursday the 9th, for me to just like rebuild my strength. Like, each day I just slept and slept and slept. Can't really do much to rebuild it to like where I am now, to be able to sit and talk to you guys. Like, I can't really go for a walk or anything like that. I find it hard to do little things like clean my teeth and go for a shower. Like, I still get really hot and like in an unfit kind of way. Like, I can tell in my lungs that it's going to take me quite a while to get over it, but I am 100% definitely over that. I'm just gonna have to work on my fitness to get it back up to where it was. But yeah, I hope that was enlightening. A little bit about the treatment. Like, I feel very I have to be very careful on what I say here, because by no means do I want a video out there that's like, this is how you cure corona, because I actually don't know whether what I did slowed it down, made it better. Like, this is just what I did. So also a disclaimer, I know it was very unclear in that video, but my god, I don't think I was even thinking straight when I did it. I was quite quick off the mark to like stop my meetings, stop traveling around London, stop events. So I started working from home for 3 weeks. So in my head, when I was like, I've been self-isolating for 3 weeks, that was kind of what I was thinking about, because I had turned my 100% seeing loads of people doing loads of things to like literally bare minimum. So I had been out for food. I had been out for that 1 walk a day we're allowed in England. I had done essential things. I have a communal hallway as well. I don't know what the other people in my hallway, or I can't take responsibility for what they do. There's people in and out. So I'm not completely self-contained where I am or where I'd been. And also, by the time my first symptom, England wasn't even in lockdown then. So it was way before it got to a serious stage in England. So I think a lot of us were, well, the country was still going about its normal business. Like when I first got ill, the gyms and stuff were still open. So it was a long time before the kind of lockdown. So I don't want people to be worried that they're going to get it if they're in their own home. There was multiple occasions where I could have come into contact with someone that had it. So don't worry about that. Looking back now, if I wasn't out the other side of it, I would not move from my flat. I would order online. I would literally not go out that front door, not even for a walk. I feel in a very lucky situation now that I feel like one of the luckiest people in the world, to be fair. I haven't got to worry about catching it. I've got it. There may be a possibility that I could have it again, I'm not too sure, but the chances are, I think my antibodies would be like exceptional considering how bad it was. So treatment wise, I really concentrated when we first started getting the coronavirus like news on like making my diet really healthy. Like I was doing smoothies, like trying to make my immune system in the best place possible if I did get it. So I was doing Lemsip when I thought it was laryngitis. I ran out of that. I only took 3 every night before I went to bed because the coughing was quite bad. And I forgot to mention that I just had a cough persistently through this whole thing. It wasn't anything crazy, it was just there. And it started with the sore throat and the cough, and I took Lemsip for it. I ran out of that after like day 3, and then I had nothing because we all ran out of stuff in London. There's no paracetamol in Shell. I haven't assessed the situation now, I don't know. I've not been out my house for a very long time. I think I haven't been out my house for 3 weeks now. I have not been out this room for 3 weeks. I'm very excited to like breathe fresh air. So I did paracetamol. My mum managed to send some down to me the day of the 25th when it went downhill, and I honestly would not have coped without paracetamol. So I don't want people to go out and panic buy them, but make sure you have paracetamol enough to last you 2 weeks. I really needed it. And actually after that first paracetamol, I actually didn't take it the next day. It wasn't till I started getting the fevers that I needed the paracetamol again, like the Riga fevers, whatever they're called. And that was because paracetamol moderates your temperature. So if you're going hot and cold, it kind of stabilizes it. I would not have been able to cope without that paracetamol. Just gonna put it out there, you will need it. And that is all I took, except the antibiotics as well. I will put the name, clarithromycin, I'll put the name of it down below, but that was just what they prescribed me, so I don't know whether it was helped, I don't know whether it worked, but I would say if I could go back in time and prepare myself for it, I would have made sure I had 2 weeks worth of supply of paracetamol. I would make sure I had more food. I know people, we don't want to like panic buy and like get loads of stuff in, but you do need to cover yourself. If you are ill for 2 weeks, you need to be able to feed yourself. I do not want to see another baked bean as long as I live. Honestly, I could do baked bean in every single kind of recipe, baked bean with spaghetti, baked bean with tuna. Like, I do not want to see any more baked beans. And then I really tried to keep my eating up through the whole time because I have my body naturally loses weight quite quickly, so I knew if I didn't keep it up, and the amount your body is doing, I felt personally that I just really needed to keep on eating even though I didn't feel like it. So I ate really good every day. I'm not saying good as in healthy, I just really stocked up on carbs every day. And yeah, I hope this answered your questions. Hot showers worked the first bit. Hot showers really didn't work the last bit. I really had to concentrate once it turned into the Riga fevers, and obviously it turned into a chest infection. Just hot showers were a no-go. I had to really concentrate on moderating my temperature. Like even when I turned the heating on and off, it really just made me go into a fit, because it was whenever I altered my temperature that it would start up again. So yeah, that was about it really. Lots of sleep. And actually, which was really weird, which I found quite strange, my body automatically wanted to sleep on my front. So I sleep on my back, on my side. I would never sleep on my stomach, but all the way through this I was opting to sleep on my stomach, and actually apparently it helps. It's where it helps you breathe in your lungs. They're putting the patients in hospital on their stomach, so I thought that was, your body kind of tells you what it needs. So yeah, I don't think that was helpful at all, me rambling on about this, but I hope it answered some of your questions and you guys feel a little bit more prepared if it happens to you. And I am out the other end, so if I can do it, you guys can too. I was just so determined not to be the first person in the NHS Nightingale in the Excel Centre. It's amazing what they've done there, like incredible, but like, oh my god, that scared the living daylight out of me. I did not want to end up there. I was so determined. I suggest if you do have symptoms, definitely go to the hospital, get it checked out. I didn't, because I was in a very lucky position where I have an on-hand medical registrar. So I would have had the same advice given to me as I would in the hospital, because that's what my sister does in the hospitals. So until I actually didn't need the oxygen, but if I did, she would have sent me. I was still breathing in and out the whole entire time. So yeah, I think this has just been a rambling mess. I really wanted to do a very structured way with this, but yeah, I don't think I have the energy to refilm this or do it again. So I hope it's okay. I hope you got some insight into what it's like, and yeah, stay safe guys, stay in. If you don't have to go out, don't go. I've seen people in parks playing, and like the London parks are ridiculous. It looks like a bank holiday, and I just think it's so ignorant, these people that do that. So please stay in. Because it's not you, it's the old people, it's the vulnerable, it's the people, I don't know, I don't even know how I got it so bad, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably not going to be back filming like massive videos anytime soon. I'm going to take my time with it and see how we go, but yeah, I've rambled on far too much. So I love you and leave you, and I will hopefully see you swinging my clothes around very soon.
I could be wrapped around your arms instead of being lonely. We could be gazing at the stars, but now it feels just like I wandered off into a room and closed the door behind me.